So the other day, a new Minecraft SMP was announced called the Epic SMP, and the first thing that struck me about this SMP is that the roster, or the people who are going to be on it, definitely seem to be like a list of, I guess I would consider some more edgy YouTubers, which I gotta say, no problem with that. If anything, I think that's pretty sick. I don't know about you guys, but I was getting a little bit tired of like that ultra family-friendly, super polished creators like, you know, Dream, George Not Found, like, okay, I mean, like, they're cool and all, but they're just, you know, kind of flavorless. And this Epic SMP thing has been running for, like, I think a day or two, and I suppose that the Dream fans and the people who watch Dream, who, when they found out about this Epic SMP server, and I guess, you know, some of the stuff that had happened on it, immediately just go on Twitter and try to cancel, like, every single member of the Epic SMP. TW Swagger with, like, everything censored. The fact that Swagger built a swastika and no one called him out. Like, I see a tweet like that, and I start to lose belief in Darwin's theory of evolution, because I see tweets like that and I don't think that we have evolved from our primitive selves. Because SwaggerSouls built a windmill in Minecraft and people think that he built a swastika? Like, the fact that this person took it upon themselves to assume that SwaggerSouls was recreating some sort of Nazi propaganda in a Minecraft server and didn't bother to maybe think twice about their radical assumption as to what SwaggerSoul may have built. It's like you didn't bother to do any research whatsoever. Like, first of all, that looks nothing like how a swastika looks. I don't even think you've ever seen a swastika. Second of all, if SwaggerSouls had actually built that and it was a swastika, I mean, one of the members of the Epic SMP server, Finn Wolfhart, is literally Jewish. It's almost like your little peanut brain couldn't manage to think about how if he actually had built a swastika, the people who would have been offended by it didn't get offended, because it's not a swastika. But on top of your original point making no sense whatsoever, can I ask why you decided to add 3 asterisks in order to censor the word swagger? Literally censoring his name as if he's some sort of global elite mafia boss terrorist, but then like 2 seconds later, you just say swagger. It's like this person is trying so hard to act offended, but they just clearly have no clue how to do it. Like, am I supposed to put the trigger warning for SwaggerSouls so they know that I'm like a baby? Or do I like use his name so that everybody knows who I'm talking about and who I'm triggered by? Well, I don't know, I'm brain dead, so let's just try both. It's like, dog, just put all of your eggs in one basket in this case, you know? I mean, if you're just gonna act like he's making a swastika, you gotta act like you're offended by his existence, right? So yeah, that's tweet number 1 out of the way. We got a guy trying to actually frame SwaggerSouls as some sort of like Nazi construction worker. So yeah, let's look at tweet number 2 here. It says, TW Swagger. Reminder that SwaggerSouls is the most able sit YouTuber, and so is Fitz. Do not stand. You gotta love how this dude is trying to cancel SwaggerSouls for ableism, while ironically enough acting so disabled. Like, maybe if I act dumb enough in my tweet, they'll feel bad for me and try to cancel SwaggerSouls. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but you misspelling the word ableist doesn't make me want to agree with your position on SwaggerSouls being quote-unquote ableist. Also, homie, I'm just gonna, you know, throw a little fact at you. SwaggerSouls has like, what, 4 million, almost 5 million subs on YouTube? I'll say like anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 of those people have some sort of disability. Like, I will confidently say that out of 4 million people, at least, you know, at least one of them has to have some kind of disability. Like, this person tweeting this out, who I assume is neurotypical and doesn't have some kind of mental disability or physical disability, is trying so hard to be some sort of like ableism savior to get approval from people saying like, oh my god, you're bringing justice to the people who are disabled, when some of the actual disabled people that I know watch SwaggerSouls. Like, again, assuming that you're not disabled, you are acting like atrociously more disabled than my friends with disabilities. Like, going on Twitter and being like, oh, reminder, SwaggerSouls is ableist. Like, what does that accomplish, dog? Like, yeah, SwaggerSouls has tweets where he uses the R word. Like, okay, so what, dude? Like, the people who see that and classify that as, like, actual ableism, that kind of upsets me, man, I won't lie. Like, dude, if SwaggerSouls went to Starbucks, okay, and some guy was in front of him in line and was taking a long time, you know, to place his order because he was disabled, and SwaggerSouls was like, yo, hurry it up, R word. Yeah, that's ableist, okay? That's not okay. But the people who put the situation that I just described and SwaggerSouls, you know, using the R word comedically on Twitter in the same category, clearly have no clue as to what actual ableism is. Like, saying that his Minecraft server is quote-unquote retardedly good and, you know, pushing some guy in a wheelchair, yeah, they're not the same. Harassing some guy who's in a wheelchair just because he's in a wheelchair, yeah, that's ableism, okay? That's just not okay. Don't do that. But, like, throwing a tantrum because of a tweet like that is just so uncalled for. Anyway, Anyway, next tweet here, it says, TW Fitz Swagger, Schlatt. They better not interact with my bean, Quackity, and Car. They are too pure and cute to be put in the same SMP with Fitz and Swagger and Schlatt. You gotta love the way this person says, oh yeah, they're being put in this SMP, you know, they're pretty much just being forced to be in this SMP and play on it. Also, I hate to break it to you, but if they're playing on the same SMP, they're going to interact with each other. I mean, you're asking for them to just never interact? Like, what? Also, this person did like something similar that the first person did with the whole trigger warnings and like the censorship and stuff, but just like in the complete wrong order. I mean, they go trigger warning Schlatt Fitz, you know, SwaggerSouls, but then halfway through the tweet, they decide to censor it. Like, dog, your chance to censor their names already passed. Like, trust me, dude, any of the girls with shaved heads who looked at that tweet and already got offended after seeing the word SwaggerSouls, they didn't get unoffended after you decided to censor their names like halfway through the tweet. Also, I don't know how to say this like without bursting anyone's bubble, but if you think that Quackity is somehow pure or something, think again. I mean, you clearly have not seen his 2016 content, and I'm not saying that his 2016 content should get him canceled or anything. I'm just saying that it seems really interesting that you think that SwaggerSouls, Fitz, and Jay Schlatt are like these monsters and stuff, and that Quackity is somehow so pure. And it also makes me sad to know that if this person had found out, you know, what Quackity had said and done in 2016, that they probably would no longer support Quackity, and that to me is really upsetting. Obviously, this video is about SwaggerSouls, but this logic still heavily applies, because if this person, you know, had found a clip of Quackity saying, you know, the word retard, they would probably try to cancel him, and that is so upsetting because, you know, if, let's say somebody was a fan of SwaggerSouls and they didn't realize that, oh, for instance, you know, maybe he said retard, they would again try to cancel him. And I think that whole concept of being a fan of somebody, figuring out something that they said in the past, and then no longer being a fan of them is really, you know, a dangerous mentality to have. Because along with that mentality comes this notion that, you know, we can't make mistakes anymore, because if we make mistakes, instead of learning from our mistakes, which, you know, saying retard isn't even, you know, a huge mistake. Instead of actually learning from our mistakes, we just need to cancel that person and, you know, completely destroy their career instead of actually letting them know why what they did is wrong. With obvious exceptions, you know, if somebody turns out to be a child predator or do something pretty unforgivable, then in that case, you know, obviously go ahead, cancel them. But for like Quackity saying the word retard in the past, which I don't even know if that's cancel worthy. If you think it's cancel worthy, instead of trying to cancel him, how about you try to like explain to him why what he said may have been not okay to you, instead of just trying to ruin his career. But yeah, anyway fellas, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Tell me what you guys thought of this video down in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, comment down golden apple and I will go heart your comment. Thanks to all my channel members for your continued support. It really helps me out. Follow my social medias and join the Discord server. Links all in the description below. But with that being said, hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.